My bad, guys. I just woke up. Welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show. And today we are talking about Microsoft because apparently Microsoft bought Activision for like $70 billion. Anyways, guys, let's get into the details. Microsoft will buy Activision Blizzard, a bet on the next generation of the internet. This is from the New York Times. Microsoft isn't just a buying, they aren't just buying Activision Blizzard. It's them buying all of Activision, excuse me. Microsoft is the dominant force in business software and a giant player in cloud computing. On Tuesday, the company made clear that its ambitions were even bigger, saying it plans to buy the powerhouse video game player Activision Blizzard for nearly 70 billion in a deal meant to position the company for the next generation of the internet. The acquisition, Microsoft's biggest ever, would catapult the company into a leading spot in both the video game industry and could strengthen its hand in the nascent world of virtual and augmented reality. So it's like, guys, Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7 billion, right? This is that times 10, literally. It went from 7 billion to 70 billion so quick. That is just crazy to me. It is also a challenge to regulators in Washington, as Democrats and Republicans alike have pushed to limit the power of technology giants. Microsoft, which makes Xbox consoles and owns studios that produce its hits like Minecraft. Minecraft came out before Microsoft even owned Mojang, but yeah. Uh, has expanded its gaming business to surpass 10 billion in annual revenue. In anticipation of a bigger review, Microsoft said it did not expect the Activision deal to close until the next fiscal year, which ends in June 2023. So this is a deal that's going through, but it's not done. It's going to take some time. We're not going to see this happen until like 2023 officially. Activision makes major hits like Call of Duty and Candy Crush, and the takeover would make Microsoft the world's third largest gaming company by revenue, behind Tencent and Sony, the company said. The industry has been consolidating rapidly as it increasingly moves deeper into mobile and cloud gaming. Now, this is like weird to me. I'm surprised that Microsoft hasn't gotten into mobile gaming sooner because they've always been trying to get like the Japanese on board with their stuff, and you would think that the best way to do that, especially at this point in time, the past few years, would be to go the route of mobile gaming because Japanese people are always on the go. So I'm surprised they haven't done something like moved into mobile gaming sooner because they've always wanted that Japanese audience that has not gravitated to them. The deal could also give Microsoft a significant boost against Facebook, which is considered the leader of the so-called metaverse, the name given to the virtual world. The metaverse is more of a buzzword than a thriving business, but companies are putting huge sums of money and talent behind the idea. Facebook renamed its parent company to Meta late last year to underscore the commitment. Adding Activision is a bet that consumers want to play major games anywhere on phones, consoles, computers, and eventually in virtual reality. I really don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Rich people going rich people type of thing. Like, the world is not big enough for these people, so they gotta create their own worlds in narcissistic ways and try and own them. Go fuck yourselves. That's really how I feel about all that shit. Our vision of the metaverse is based on intersecting global communities rooted in strong franchises, said Phil Spencer, vice president of gaming at Microsoft. Okay, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit speak. A big part of that is the fact that mobile is the biggest category of gaming, and it's an area where we have not had a major presence before. Exactly. That's what is shocking to me. It didn't take a brain surgeon to think Microsoft should get into mobile gaming. And I don't mobile game. I hate mobile games if it's not like on a handheld or on a console, I don't give a fuck, or on PC, obviously. But I do not use my cellular device to play video games on. And a lot of those video games on cellular devices are kind of shit anyway. At least that's what my experience with what I do now. Microsoft has been hunting for ways to spend its immense cash reserve, more than 130 billion, to expand its consumer business, having looked at acquiring the booming social network TikTok and popular chat app Discord. Yeah, they definitely have been looking to just throw money at shit. Pandemic definitely gave a lot of these companies extra money to work with, and Microsoft's really just trying to take over. And it's like, where's the limit? I don't understand. Like, there's supposed to be a limit to this type of shit. They're just buying the gaming industry. It's kind of like, it's just weird to me, guys. In Activision, which faces accusations that senior executives ignored sexual harassment and discrimination, Microsoft found a target under stress. The allegations have weighed on Activision and its shares falling 27% since California sued the company in July over the matter. The game maker's shares are up nearly 40% in pre market trading. Microsoft shares fell by 1% after the announcement. The transaction may have been uh, may be seen as a victory for Bobby Kotick. Fuck that piece of shit. Activision's longtime chief executive, whom some critics have sought to oust over the controversy. Mr. Kotick negotiated a big premium for investors. Microsoft is paying $95 a share, roughly 45% above his company's stock price before the announcement, and he will continue running the company at least until the deal closes. The companies did not indicate if he will remain after, but said that the studio would report to Mr. Spencer. He's done. Bobby Kotick's fucking done. I mean, he went out with a bang. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen Activision burn to the fucking ground. That's just how I see it. I really don't care about their games. Um, every time I play their games at this point, I just end up like highly disappointed. There's always some bullshit, especially with Call of Duty. I did not buy Vanguard because Black Ops Cold War ended up being such a pile of shit to me. Um, this is just such a weird acquisition because it's like Activision has been in the shitter for a while. Like, they have been burning their fucking franchises to the ground, and it's like Microsoft's paying all this money for these franchises that are in the shitter. They really are. Like, uh, World of Warcraft's in the shitter, Call of Duty's in the shitter, Overwatch is in the shitter, uh, Warcraft, after they did that Warcraft 3 remake, shitter. It's just all these franchises trash, bro. So they're buying, like, Microsoft is choosing to buy a lot of fucking baggage. That's just what it is. I mean, it is a lot of power in owning Activision, but there's a lot of fucking baggage that comes with that. And the first piece of baggage they need to throw in the trash is Bobby Kotick. The deal is the largest in the history of gaming. The deal is the largest in the history of the gaming industry, breaking the record set just days earlier when Take-Two Interactive, the creator of games like Grand Theft Auto, purchased the mobile game publisher Xenia for more than 11 billion. The gaming industry, which has been flush with cash since the pandemic increased the industry's profits, has been consolidating rapidly. Last year, Electronic Arts and Take-Two engaged in bidding war over Codemasters, a racing game company, eventually selling to EA for 1.2 billion. Microsoft made another splashy purchase in 2020 when it purchased ZeniMax Media and its slate of gaming studios for 7.5 billion. 7.5 billion to get Bethesda. This like this literally just shits all over that. Remember when we were freaking out when Microsoft bought Bethesda? This is literally times 10. This went from 7.5 billion to 70 billion. That is crazy to me, man. In buying Activision, Microsoft gets access to some of the most popular and recognizable titles, most notably Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Diablo, and Candy Crush. But like I said, a lot of those franchises are at their lowest points. Activision did not take care of any of their shit. They were just burning it to the ground in the most greediest ways possible. Activision's recent profits have been split fairly evenly across its three subsidiaries, with the Candy Crush maker King King pulling in most money, 300 million in operating income, and its most recent quarterly earnings report. Activision made 244 million in operating income, and Blizzard pulled in 188 million. But Activision's gaming efforts are also facing headwinds, with its most recent Call of Duty release panned by gamers and delays among titles like Diablo and Overwatch, which have seen key directors leave in recent months in the wake of the company's series of scandals. The people that were like worth a fuck have left already. I think it's I think it's more than obvious at this point, guys. The people that are worth a fuck have been left. It just is what it is. One main driver of the deals is the arms race for exclusive content. Locking up well known franchises like Call of Duty or Skyrim, for instance, would force fans of those games to switch from Sony's PlayStation console to Xbox's rival Xbox system if Microsoft chooses to make a game exclusive. Well, they are. I mean, look at what they did with Bethesda. It just is what it is. They're going to compete. In terms in regards to Sony in this instance, it looks bad for them. I mean, I still say don't play Microsoft's game. Sony can't afford to play Microsoft's game. Sony can't afford to spend that kind of money. Yes, they're the biggest, like they get the biggest amount of revenue in the gaming industry for the most part, as far as I know. But when it comes to just how much money they are, how much Sony as an entity is worth, it doesn't compare with Microsoft. Sony doesn't have that kind of money to just blow away. Sony has been making like these smaller purchases to just continue to feed PlayStation more content. But here's the thing, man, Sony, they got to get more consumer friendly. They have made like a really bad rep for themselves since they launched the PS5, and the fact that they can't outspend Microsoft in this way, and they're going to lose a lot of games that are super duper popular. They need to wise the fuck up. They really do. Stop being greedy, because y'all need to be way more consumer friendly if you want to compete with this nonsense. Because at the end of the day, to me personally, this doesn't matter. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I hate Call of Duty. I hate Overwatch. Like, a lot of these franchises have been burnt to the ground. I don't really want to play them. But to the average Joe, casual, they need their Call of Duty every year. That's just how it is. And um, when it comes to the gaming base, casuals make up the mass majority of gamers, not enthusiasts. A lot of enthusiasts like to think that they have a big, huge stake in the game, but man, y'all don't compete when it comes to casuals. It just is what it is. The takeover is likely to be among the biggest announced this year, continuing a boom of mergers business. Here's the thing, man. I really don't like where the gaming industry is going. I don't want like these a handful of the largest gaming corporations to own everything. I really don't, because then everything's gonna start to feel the same. The same bullshit is gonna be okay, because well, if the top five do it, then that means that we're just gonna have to settle for it being a thing, like type of deal when it comes to bad business practices, anti-consumer business practices in particular. I don't want the big five to own fucking everything, because then what goes goes, and normally it's to our dissatisfaction, like the NFT bullshit that these motherfuckers are trying to push now. Last year, 5.8 trillion worth of deals was struck, breaking the previous record of 1 trillion, as companies embrace acquisitions as a way to grow their businesses. Like, why don't you just cultivate your own fucking like developers? That's the one thing I really did enjoy about Sony, and did why I did value them as a company. PS3 era, they built up a lot of these developers that are making some of the greatest fucking games that have come out in the past few years. You know, they created these dev teams that now we're multi generations later, and they're still creating some amazing video games. And I really did like how Sony chose to do that. They chose to build from the ground up their own shit. And I was saying Microsoft needs to do that kind of stuff, you know? But instead, they go the route of buying stuff, and now Sony's even going down the route of buying stuff. And yeah, it's just whatever. There's no like it just feels like gaming is losing its personal touch. Oh my god, I sound terrible. This is what happens when you just wake up and do a video, guys. I know I look like horse shit. I literally rolled out of bed. It is what it is, man. I'm trying to get this video out before work. That's the most important thing right now to me. Deal makers said that they expect the fervor to continue as business leaders took advantage of low interest rates to buy assets with cheap financing. Activision itself was the product of several deal making by Mr. Kodak over decades, rolling up smaller game studios. It took shape into the current form when Activision, then known primarily for producing titles for traditional gaming consoles, agreed to combine with the gaming unit Francis Vivendi to expand into multiplayer online games like World of Warcraft. Activision later bought King, the European gaming company behind Candy Crush, to expand its mobile games. Well, that's it, guys. Personally, I don't really like this because I don't like the idea of like all the big companies buying other companies, and this is a very big showing of power. Um, this is like it's to the point where it's a threat because I don't want everything to be owned by Microsoft. Um, I know that the Microsoft fanboys they're gonna be fucking uh circle jerking to this, circle jerking to money that is not their own, mind you, which I think is fucking weird. That's what happened when Microsoft acquired Bethesda. It was like they were boasting about Microsoft's money, which is like that shit is so weird to me, man. It's like you have no real stake in Microsoft in terms of like investment besides your games. And let's be real now, when Microsoft bought Bethesda, there's still no really this it's 2022 and we still have yet to see the fruits of their labor. So, I mean, whatever. Fanboy's gonna fanboy, I guess. It's retarded, but this in general, man, it just when is it gonna end? You know, like I want gaming to have its own personal footprint. Honestly, man, in my personal opinion, guys, we gotta support indie devs more, give them some more power because this is ugly. Like this is just fucking weird. I mean, I guess I can't even say that's a positive because Bobby Kodak went out swinging, but he's gonna get canned. He ain't gonna be part of Activision for much longer. Um, all we can see at this point, PlayStation is gonna lose a lot of games that are pivotal to gaming, like in terms of um console gaming. Like Call of Duty is such a huge part of console gaming. I mean, it's not to me. It's not that big of a deal because, like I said, I'm not big into Call of Duty and shit. And like for example, Nintendo, they've been able to survive without Call of Duty for forever. Besides, like the one Call of Duty, I think it was Black Ops 2 that came to Wii U. But yeah, people play Nintendo's console handheld hybrid, and it's not for the mainstream shit like Call of Duty. Um, PlayStation has to make the PS5 like a unique footprint. That's just what's important because they're gonna lose all this shit, and casuals are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Um, it feels like PS5 is becoming less personal than the PS4 was. Like, it doesn't feel like a unique system. I like the system. I think it does a lot of great shit. I like that most of my games run at 60 FPS, or at least give me the option, which is really, really important. But there's nothing unique about the PS5 when you compare it to the Xbox, besides the way it looks. So they really need to work on that. Anyways, guys, what do you think about this acquisition? Are you down with it? Are you a Microsoft fanboy that's going to be circle jerking to Microsoft's big money spending grabs? Or are you a PlayStation person that's concerned or you don't care? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I'm out. Peace.